Alright, that's a 174 pound tooth proof. Cut it around 21 and a half. I just lost it. This is a hay wire twister. I don't use it. I stab myself too much. Well, Crane says 3.0. Chinese 3.0. The different sizes. AFW, they use this one. Like the barrel slivers aren't as good as the bearings. I put it in upside down. I'm not used to doing this standing up. If you ever used this before, you can make it break pretty smooth. Just like that. All right. And we want to keep it. Well, just let me show you the hook. I just put it. Oh. Here's what I was telling you about. Alright, you see the barbs on these? You want basically a live fish hook. You know, a live bait hook with a large barb. There's a lot of weight on this. And when they shake their heads, they'll spit this like it's nothing. Here's my friend Dennis's. You'll see the difference. I think his is a Gamakatsu octopus. But can you see that? Yeah, I believe so. The barb, you know, a lot of people that use the same one, and a little head shake and it's getting spit. Dennis uses this type of wire. If you can see that. This is like a craft wire. It's 14 gauge. And you could pick it. It's not exactly the same because this is stainless, but you could pick up something similar at Home Depot and it'll work just as well for a while anyway because it's only galvanized. But as you can see, you can take this, and how we usually do it is you kind of like grab it around your wrist, give it a twist like this just to start it, and then every time you go to throw it, you can twist it the way you want to get something going in the water like this to keep their attention. You could do the same thing with, like, this is a T-Man's. And when I told you about the wire, this, what is it, sport wire? This you can get at Harbor Freight. It's like $6 for this. It's stainless crap wire. But all I did was fish it up, the tube itself, and out this little breather hole to let the air out of the tube, and wrapped it around a couple of times, and also did the same thing. See, right around the hook. And it enables you to give it a memory while keeping it a little more, should I say, fluid with the water. It'll move. The T-Mans I also mentioned here, it's a smaller tube. It's also a lot stiffer. Where, like, you see Dennis's tube here, it's much more softer, and it works. It makes a difference. This color's good for bluefish primarily. Bass will turn on to it, but they just have their moments, and then they usually switch back over to the line, which is this. This is a 3/8 inside diameter, just so you know. This is a newer style. It's hard to get the old color, which actually did much better. I don't know if you could see it. The old color up against the new. The new's a little shinier, a little more dull, but both are soft, and that's what you really want. Trying to find anybody that has it is the problem. Alright, so I'm going to make it out of this hook right here. And basically measuring half of this swivel and coming down to about 14 1/4. So I'm going to start the bend. That's screwed up. This tool looks neat, but it's a little expensive for just making haywire twists. I think they get just around $300 for it. But after the first couple of times you put a hole in your finger, I didn't care what it cost. Alright, same thing as the other. Bend this. It's so tough with the 174 pound. See, it bends off, it's pretty smooth. There's like no burr on it. Alright, so now you just want to cut this pretty much so it looks good. I only go down a little bit down the hook. Oops. Alright. That'll do. Alright. Here's a trick. get this in the tube. Just using a piece of weed eater cord bent in half, and you lube it up with any type of hand soap, liquid detergent, anything at the sink. And they pull it through. Alright, so that's through. Now, hog rings. This one is 3/4 by, I think, 3/8. Yeah, 3/4 by 3/8. These I usually have to bend them a little more to get them to lap on each other. It's a hog ring pliers. It's like a toy. Alright. Now this is a must. You don't have to use this. You can usually use a pair of snips, but you want to take a bite out of the side. So let all the air out of the tube. And you cast it back. And you see, 15-inch. That's it. This is the keel I told you about. This is, ball bearing swivel. I forgot what size ring I put on here, but this is basically made out of the same wire. And I use a pair of pliers like this to basically make all these bends right here. Anybody can make this. But yeah, about 5-foot mono from here to the front of the tube. And you want a good bearing swivel and a snap in front of it. And like I said, even if you use no weight on the keel, as you actually, you're going to get twist, and it's going to twist. It's automatic because you're going to have the tube spinning in the water. As you slowly pull it in, if you're using today's like Spider Wire or Power Pro, and you're using a heavier poundage like 50 pounds like I normally use, if you reel in slow, it'll actually start spinning and get rid of all that twist right here. The line will start twisting, going back to the rod, and it'll come right back out again. But yeah, that's it. All right.